The best makeup of 2024 so far. I test new products basically every single day. So a video like this stresses me out when it's time to sit down and narrow down what I've actually been using, loving, and reaching for without even thinking about or being strategic about using on my channel. So these are the products that I've tried this year. There's a few that I've had for a while, but I just need to mention it because it's that good. But the best, most used products of 2024 so far as somebody who wears makeup 7 days a week, sometimes multiple looks a day. These are amazing, and you will see heavy year on complexion. Oh my gosh, it heavily outweighs the eye categories. I have like 3 things. That's really sad. Anyways, I'm gonna get started with skincare. Generally speaking, I keep my skincare routine pretty simple because I do have dry, acne-prone, sensitive skin. It's not the most sensitive in the world, but a bad product will give me breakouts pretty bad. And all of these products I find to be really good for sensitive skin. So first, if you do have acne or you do have breakouts, I have been loving the Peace Out Acne Dots. I have the day dots in my hand, but I also use the night dots. And what these are, they are literally a sticker that has salicylic acid, retinol, and aloe vera that you put over your zit. And I'm sure the ingredients in here do help with aiding the zit. But what I like about it is I'm a picker. I like to squish my zits and make it worse. So putting this over top of the zit stops me from picking at it. It also reduces how red and shiny it is. So even though, yes, I have a little acne sticker on, it's a lot prettier to have that dot on my face than it is to have a big, raging red bold zit. And the day dots are really thin, so they're actually made so that you can put makeup over top. You'll see the outline of the circle, but if somebody is noticing that, they're too close to your face and they need to back up. So yeah, I actually am really impressed with how the day dots, how thin they are, and how hard it is to see with makeup over top unless you're like looking for the dot. So if you're a picker, a toucher, you get your dirty hand oils over your zits, this is a great barrier so that you just let it be and then you let the ingredients in here do their thing. So love these, will always be repurchasing these. I have a few other acne dots that I'll use, but these stay on the best. Like they don't peel off around the corners or anything. Moisturizer, this is a moisturizer that I've had for years. Every time I use it though, it's just an amazing basic deeply hydrating moisturizer. No frills to it. It's the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. You'll see this little guy here. I'm about done. There's a few moisturizers that I'll hoard when I get in PR. The Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream I hoard, and the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream I absolutely hoard because when my skin is being difficult or sensitive, this doesn't make my face sad at all. It doesn't upset it, and it just is really hydrating but still has a lightweight feel. As somebody who wears a lot of makeup, I can't put too thick of a moisturizer on in the daytime. This is perfect. 2 SPFs. SPFs have become a big part of my routine since I was living in Miami and now it's summer. These are my 2 favorite prior to makeup. I'll throw in other SPFs if I'm not wearing makeup, but these don't act funny with makeup over top. They don't change my skin color. They soak in like a lotion. So the first one, this is a longtime favorite of mine. This is the Innisfree Daily UV Sunscreen. This is another one that I get it all the time in PR and I hoard it because it's literally like a moisturizer with SPF. No pilling happens with this, so I love this one. Another one that I discovered because of you guys that's also fantastic. It's a little bit more mattifying, a little less glowy than the Innisfree, so sometimes I want that. It's the St. Jane Luxury Sun Ritual Pore Smoothing SPF 30. This does a little bit more smoothing of the face, whereas the Innisfree does a little bit more hydration. So depending on my skin's needs for the day, depends on which I'll use, but both of these are fantastic. They don't affect makeup over top. Highly recommend these. That's all I have in the way of skincare. Well, I guess the next product is a little bit skincare-y here. I use it more so as a makeup primer, but it can be used in a skincare routine. I'm surprised I don't have makeup primers really in today's video that I've been loving. I've just been going for the classics and really going for good skincare over everything. So the MAC Hyper Real Serumizer Skin Balancing Hydration Serum, I love before makeup because it's so thin, but it packs a punch with hydration and it soaks into the skin so fast. It's expensive, unfortunately, I think because it is packed with skincare ingredients. It's a skincare product, but it really soothes, smooths, and hydrates the skin prior to makeup. I'm pretty sure I'm close to the bottom on this. It is worth repurchasing a larger size, even though it hurts the wallet a little bit. Love this. Really great for a shot of hydration before makeup, because that's what my skin has been struggling with the most in terms of what I need for a makeup primer. I need hydration, and this is great. So by far the most popular category in today's video is foundations. I have 6. That's a lot, but I don't know what is going on with the technology and manufacturing, but these brands are getting down good foundations. So the first one that I have that I tried this year is the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch. It's the one with the balls. I know I've had a few of you say this is meant to be a concealer. Whatever. My essay put it all over my face, and I love the way that it looks. I have it on this side of my face. It's smoothing, it's hydrating, it's a little bit cooling when you apply it. The balls make it a fun element. It lasts a long time. It looks really natural while providing good coverage. Truly one of the best foundations I've used. It gives a very fresh look to the skin. I know it's a hefty price point, but it is the quality I would expect from paying a Chanel price. I wish the packaging was a little bit more luxe, but all in all, this is golden standard foundation here from Chanel. Dry skin, I love this. My mother has oily skin. She also loves this, so I think this is versatile for a lot of skin types. Next up, on the left side of my face, it's a little bit more perfecting, a little bit more smoothing, a lot less glowy, but it's so good. It's another really luxury one. I have a thing for luxury foundations. I feel like nothing can touch a top tier luxury foundation, even though the price is crazy. Louboutin, I have their foundation here. They call it the Le Fluid foundation. I have mine in the shade Creamy Nude. This blends itself out. It has almost like a soft matte finish, so it blurs the pores and it lasts all day. I'm thinking the most recent time I wore it, I went to a wedding this past weekend and wore my makeup for 10 hours. Looked just as good at the start as it did at the end of the day. Pretty much super long wearing, super smoothing, perfecting. Like, those are the key words that I get from this foundation. I know Louboutin is crazy, but they did really come out with a phenomenal foundation. And then I haven't been able to stop talking about this next foundation, so you already know what's coming up. It's the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Foundation. It is a natural finish. It is also quite smoothing. It also works out onto the skin like butter, and it lasts a long time. The finish is natural, but like with powders and stuff, it almost becomes a really flattering soft matte, even on my dry skin. This is my favorite foundation right now, like number 1, especially one that you can get at Sephora that's not crazy price like the Chanel or the Louboutin. If my friends was like, Morgan, I need a foundation, 90% of the time at this point, I probably would point them to this one because, you know, you're treating yourself to a nicer foundation, but it's also not a luxury price point, and I think that this is going to work for a wide variety of skin types. If the original Fenty foundation didn't work out for you, give this one a try. I am an OG Fenty foundation hater, but this I am a lover girl for. This is amazing. I have a affordable option. I just love the way that this looks and sits on the skin. It's the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. First of all, it's not a skin tint. Don't listen to what they gotta say about this. This is full coverage, and it gives the most perfect pearl skin finish. So it's not flat, it's not super glowy, it is pearly. So it's not flat, and it looks really smooth on the skin, lasts a long time without feeling heavy. Definitely my drugstore favorite of the year. I mean, there's a few really great drugstore foundations that I've been enjoying, but the formula of this fits right in with its high-end counterparts. So yeah, this is the one I recommend from the drugstore if you like some coverage but you don't want it to feel or look too heavy. My glass skin option, I've talked about this a lot. It's a love or hate depending what kind of finish you like on the skin. But if you want a glass-like finish, you're gonna get it with the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow. It wears a long time considering how glowy and glassy it looks. Makeup Forever, I just feel like they can't miss. They produce good formulas, and even though this finish isn't going to be for everybody, if you want this specific type of glass finish, this is one of the best quality, probably the best quality glass finish foundations that I've come across, but not for the weak. Probably wouldn't recommend for oily skin unless you're dying for glowy skin, then go for this, but you know, the finish is so reflective. You'll probably look really greasy at the end of the day. So take care, prep properly, pair with the right products. And then lastly, for a quick throw on everyday foundation that looks really skin-like, I have thoroughly been enjoying the About Face Performer Skin Focus Foundation. I think the packaging is part of the reason that I love it. I know some people are turned off by the doe foot. If you're only using it on yourself, it's okay. Wash your face before, but you know, don't apply directly on a zit. Apply on a clear part of the face. Use our brain here. And it's really nice. It works out really easily. It's natural finish, I would say, leaning a little bit glowy, medium style finish here. Feels light on the skin. This is my ideal everyday foundation because of the quick application, the finish, and the feel, and the wear. So yeah, and it's also pretty affordable. It's like $22, I believe, which I know, can you believe that? Nowadays, $20 is considered affordable. Some of these drugstore foundations are like $18 to $20. It's ridiculous. So shout out to About Face. I feel like they kept the price really fair with this, especially with the quality of formula that you get. Concealers, I have two formulas that I have been loving and using consistently. 2023 was the year of concealers. There were so many good ones, and these two have really stood the test of time for me. I mean, I've been using a lot of other concealers as well, but these ones are probably my most recommended. The first one being the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Very, very, very few people have complained about this concealer. I get many comments every single day commenting on products that you guys do like and don't like, and very rarely do I have a hater of this one. And I normally, a lot of products get haters for me, you know? But this one is really smooth. It has a soft matte finish, but it's still hydrating, which is really rare. There's something about this that is so smooth, rich, buttery, but still is lightweight. It's such a beautiful formula that you can literally put this all over the face and it wouldn't look too weird or too heavy. Great for mature skin. Great level of coverage too. Great for everybody, honestly. One of the most versatile concealers, I would say, in terms of who this formula is going to work for. So definitely had to mention this because I still am reaching for it constantly. So I feel like this one has grown on me more and more. I've always really liked it, but maybe it's because my skin has been so dry, but I love the Haus Labs concealer. And it's different than what I normally prefer because the consistency of it's really thick. It's like a gel thick consistency, and normally I don't like it if it doesn't almost spread itself. That's something that I look for a really good product to recommend. But it's super hydrating, gives a high level of coverage, and doesn't crease very bad. Those three things don't really go well together. Very rarely are you going to find a hydrating concealer that wears a long time or a high coverage concealer that lasts a long time. So there's something about this where they took these different elements that normally you have to give or take with, but I didn't have to with this. So I've been loving this. The performance on it is great. The amount of blushes I have is unbelievable, though I do have a couple cream bronzers. First of all, Dibs. This is one of the only Dibs products that I own, and I really need to purchase more. The only reason I haven't is because you guys see my makeup collection, but gosh, every time I use this, it's amazing. So I, in particular, have the Dibs stick in the shade 2.5, which has the bronzer in No Shade and the blush in Cool Girl. I demoed just the bronzer on one side of my face, and I also used their brush, which is a bit big, but it does spread the product really evenly. This applies like butter. It's not too glowy of a finish, so it lasts a decent amount of time. I love this, and the blush is also just as beautiful. I just only have 2 cheeks, so I couldn't demo it, but I'm on the dips train. I first saw it on TikTok everywhere, and it applies as easily as it looks. And if I didn't have the collection that I have, I would purchase a lot more colors. This is phenomenal. So a brand that I've been working with a lot this year has been Nude Sticks, and of course I took on the contract because I was already using Nude Sticks constantly and naturally, but with the contract, it has forced me to dive in a little bit more into the brand, pay closer attention to the products, and I'm just like, this brand is so good. It has really cornered me into using it. Not that it was tough to get me in that corner. And their products are so good. So I've been using Bondi Bay, which has been my all-time favorite cream bronzer stick for forever. It's just so good, especially with all of the competition now in the cream product space. What is almost unique about this formula is that it's not glowy, it's almost soft matte. So it's one of the few cream blushes that are going to give you that hydrated, really even look along the outskirts of the face, but is actually going to last. Like, I like a cream blush and bronzer stick because they look more one with the skin. They look more even. But sometimes with that, my hair will stick to it. It will fade quickly. It will melt and run. You don't get that with the nude sticks because there's more of a matte kind of dry down, powdery dry down. And same sentiments here go with their blushes, and they have different finishes too. They have the Nudies Bloom line, which is going to give you more of a glow. They have another kind with the little skincare thing in the center that's going to give you more of a glowy look, but they also have their traditional matte if you have oily skin but want that cream look, that cream blend. These aren't going to run or fade or look too shiny on you like some of the more trendy liquid and cream blush products. Classic formula. Not going to blend out as malleable as a lot of other products right now, but it's not tough anyway, so you can still blend it out quite easily, and you have confidence in knowing that the product's going to last. Couple other liquid blushes to go over when I do want that dewy, wet, summer fresh look. I've been loving all year the dew blushes from Say. I have a lot of different colors running through my collection. Today I just demoed the shade Rosy. It's one of the few dewy blushes that I feel like my hair doesn't stick to and that it doesn't run, but it really does give a dewy look. I mean, I'm not reaching for this every day because I'm not always going for that dewy look, but it gives the look of a balm without it actually being a balm. I don't like balms because they don't dry down. Not that these do, but they're less sticky. So these are really great for a super wet look. And then one of my favorite e.l.f. products that they've duped, and I've been reaching for these over what they are duping, are the e.l.f. Camel Blushes. Everybody was comparing these to the Rare Beauty. I reach for these more than the Rare Beauty. I think they're a little bit easier to use. They soak into the skin really nicely. They don't act funky with anything underneath, and the colors are really pretty. So if you're looking for a really good, affordable liquid blush, e.l.f. does a phenomenal job with this, and they last a long time as well. Been reaching for these a lot when I want that liquid blend into the cheek. This next product, is it a blush? Is it a highlighter? It's meant to be a highlighter. I use it as both, as a blush lighter. I haven't been able to put these down, so much so that I literally purchased every single color that they have. I have a couple others sitting in a different box right now, but just know I have the whole line of the Dior Forever Glow Maximizers. They put magic into these bottles. Worth every penny in my opinion. I love the shade Rosy as a blush. I love the shade Pink as a highlighter. I love Peachy as a blush. I use Peachy as almost a blush lighter and then gold over top of it today to add a little bit of extra glow. I have Pearly if I truly want a highlighter. I wasn't too sure about these in my first impressions, and then lo and behold, I think they give the prettiest glowy cheek that doesn't emphasize texture, that is hydrating, and you can put this over powder too, and it doesn't act funny at all. It's almost like the powder isn't even there. So the finish of these are gorgeous. If you want that Sabrina Carpenter pink cheek, look no further than a mixture of rosy and pink. It'll give a glow like no other that doesn't emphasize texture. I'm debating if I want to make as big of a statement of this, But this is one of the most passionate I have felt about a new product, where I'm like, it's unique, it's different, the performance is incredible. It might be my most recommended product in this video. I don't know. That's a big statement, but I really, like, I want to give it to you. It's that good. Like, you know, you need to try it. And while I do love a cream blush, I love a powder blush too, depending on the day, also to set my cream blushes. Underhyped, underrated. I know these are like quite popular because Kosas, anything they come out with is news, but they launched these blushes, Life Blushes, and they're just a big blush. Lots of big blushes exist, but people are trying to underplay how good these are. They are so flattering on mature skin because they do have a glow, so it's not going to dry out the skin, but there is not a speck of glitter in this at all. So it's not super glowy. I'm like, I don't know how to describe it. It's glowy, but no glitter, no sparkles. I guess satin. It's satin. Anyway, super smooth. If it's good on mature skin, it's going to be good on everybody. Love these. Kind of similar, a little bit more glowy here. Not a new product by any means, but I picked this up one day at Ulta and I was like, wow, I really like this. And it's also really good for setting cream blushes because of the finish. It's the Mineralized Blush from MAC. I have mine in the shade Warm Soul. I probably want to purchase more. I probably will. It has such a nice, smooth, easy blend on the cheek. I like to use a big fat brush like this one from Dibs if I have some cream blush on, just to lightly set that cream blush with this, and you don't lose the glow because this naturally has a glow. There's no glitters. Similar to Kosas, a little bit glowier. Cult classic product, really good. And then my new powder blush formula obsession is the newly reformulated, redone NARS blushes. I'm getting into NARS blushes now. They used to be the thing years and years and years ago. I'm going to make them my thing again. So I purchased 2 shades so far. Give it a couple years, I'll have every shade in the line. Slowly going to collect them. I have Deep Throat right now and Thrill. Thrill's a little bit more of the trendy color here. Solid formula. I don't know what else to say. Doesn't apply too much pigment, doesn't apply too little. Blendable, comfortable, flattering, great color range. Nothing unique, but nothing I don't like about these. So, love these. In terms of setting powder, I've really been using the same powders that I've been using for years. Huda Beauty, Maybelline, Givenchy has weaseled its way into the rotation. So I didn't have any for today's video. I do have a powder foundation that is really amazing. I guess I should have put this with foundations, but I used it to set my makeup today. It's the Natasha Denona High Glam Powder Foundation. I use mine in the shade N3. This smells a little funny though. I don't know why. It's been smelling funny since the day I got it. But anyways, despite its scent, it's a beautiful powder foundation. I keep trying to make powder foundations happen, but they're not happening. These look as good and sometimes better than liquid foundations in the summer. You'll be surprised with how much coverage you can get with this. Love this. Check out my review if you haven't. And I think after you watch my review, you might be willing to give powder foundations a try. Really good in the summer. Oily skin, tune in. I have a highlight as we're near closing the complexion portion. Super smooth. Was not expecting to love these so much. Super underhyped. These are the Fenty Beauty Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighters. These were not at all what I expected they would be. These are super glowy, but the smoothest highlight, you guys. One of the smoothest I've ever used. I'm using the shade 02 Prosecco. Do you see that glow? And you can't see where it starts and where it ends. It just soaks into the skin. It has so much glow than you would expect from a product called Demi Glow. Nothing demi about this. You're looking for a good, super smooth, somewhat blinding highlight. Amazing. And then the last complexion product that I have is a setting spray from Peach and Lily. This has been around for a while, but it's just been sitting on my desk. It's a go-to to just refresh my skin, add in some hydration when I finish my makeup. The Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. It hydrates, it adds glow. I really feel like it does. Glass skin, I don't know about. That's a little extreme of a statement, but every time I use it, it's super refreshing. and I feel like it just sets the makeup in, adds a hydrating factor to it. As somebody with dry skin, I just need that. And then with this on my skin, it melts everything together and my makeup just looks better. Next up, we have the very short category of eyes. Not a lot of eye products have launched this year, so I haven't had many new exciting products to share with you. I do want to start off, best eyebrow gel in the world right now is the Rare Beauty Laminating Brow Gel. Just holds them in place all day, wherever you want your brows to go. They will stay like this all day. I like to brush my eyebrows a little bit more up to give them more volume because mine like to point straight down naturally, which loses the volume and fullness that my brows have the potential to have. But this gives them that fullness. It doesn't get flaky, dandruffy, white flakes, anything like that. An incredible product. Try that if you haven't. For eyeshadow, I really kept my eyeshadow looks quite simple this year. So there's two palettes that kind of have embodied the type of look that I've done a lot. First one, super boring, but I've been using it a lot. I even think it's a little overhyped. But I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't use it due to the convenience of it. It's the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the neutrals in particular. The original first one, not the best formula. Something about the formula of this, the mattes are a little bit more buttery, but I just reach for this all the time because I know the formula is good and because it has any color that I'll need at the last second. Like today, I needed a little bit of eyeliner with an eyeshadow just to get my look a little bit smokier. So I reached into this shade. If I want my eyebrow to have a little bit more bounce and light, I can reach into this, for example, just put a little bit of brightness on the under eye. If I need a crease shade, transition shade, this has those basic needs that I might want for an eye look. So I've been enjoying that, used it a lot this year. It's not even like I've had fun with it really. It's just the proof is in the pudding for how often I used it. Now my fun shadow palettes, obviously, you know, I am partial to anything that Natasha Denona launches. So she's launched a couple palettes this year that I've been like, about. But the golden palette has really fit in well with the type of makeup that I've been using. So this palette, not as exciting to do many videos and looks with because the majority of the looks you get with this are going to be the same. I haven't been super experimental with the looks with this because you really can't do that, but it's phenomenal for like a brown in the crease and then an all over one and done kind of shade. You can get different textures here. You can get a little bit of different depths with the types of looks that you want. All in all, it's a neutral palette. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it is going to work for a lot of people who do like those neutral tones and those simple eye looks. Today, you'll see, I put multiple of the shimmer shades right next to each other. They don't look that much different. It's not Natasha Denona's best work, but again, the proof is in the pudding for how often I reach for it. And honestly, so many times that I've been wearing this palette, when I only use 2 or 3 shadows from it, I still get asked, like, what is on your eyes? It's gorgeous. It's because the shimmer shades Natasha added in here, they're gorgeous. It makes you look like you put a lot more effort into your eye makeup than you did. And of course, it's Natasha Denona's great formula. So I've been using this a lot. Can't say I've had a lot of fun with it, but I've loved the looks and I've felt confident in the looks every time I've worn this. Remember back in the day when liquid liners were it? I've stopped using liquid liners. I've moved into either eyeshadows or eye pencils, which I used to hate eye pencils. I never saw the value in them. But now I have. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the best pencil eyeliner, in my opinion. It's the Lancome waterproof, long-lasting eyeliner. I cannot say a bad word about these. I actually got a full set of these in PR, and I overlooked them, turned my nose to them, gave them away because I was like, I don't need any more eyeliners. I just have a lot of pencil eyeliners. And then one day I needed a specific color. So I went digging into my PR drawers for, I believe, the navy color, number 07, and I used it and I was like, and at that point it was too late. I had already given most of them away. So I have bought my own. That's how good they are. Kicking myself because I didn't know these would be so good. If you have mature eyelids, this will work for you, especially because the application has no drag at all. It just goes on almost as smooth as an eyeshadow, and then it's creamy on application, so you have time to use a smudger to blend it out if you want to get a smudgier level of definition. And then when it sets, and I mean, I'm talking, it sets in the tight line, it sets in the waterline. It sets so well that if you put it in the tight line, it's not going to bleed into the waterline. It will last all day. And I can't get over the creamy, easy application. But you know how sometimes when it's too creamy, it can get a little messy and it still will drag? No dragging, completely smooth and effortless. Have some playroom time with it to smudge it out, blend it out, even it out if you want. And then when it sets, it lasts all day. I don't get any transferring with this onto, I have like one eye that's too hooded for eyeliner to where it will transfer right here. I don't get that with these. So, best gel liner. Mascaras, two that I've been loving. The first one is from Lancome. Lancome again, it's the Monsour Big. This has been around forever. I've used it in the past, but I rediscovered it this year and I was like, wow! Amazing volume without being too clumpy. And then I don't know why it's taken me 10 years, but I finally started curling my lashes after my mascara dries. And I feel like I've entered a whole new era of what I look for in mascaras. And what I look for is how fast does it dry? Does it not flake? So that I can curl them. And will it hold that curl? So this is one that dries fast, doesn't get flaky, and holds the curl all day. Another great one for holding curls, it's a tubing mascara, even better. It can be removed with water, so I love this on a light makeup day because I don't want to fight taking off my mascara if I'm just wearing a light level of makeup. It's the Hourglass Instant Extensions Mascara. The only negative that I have is it takes a little bit longer to dry down, so I do my mascara pretty early into my routine if I can, so that I can curl them and it's completely dry and doesn't stick onto my lash curler. But this holds one of the best curls. It holds my lashes probably the highest to make them the most visible. So once it dries, it's one of the best mascaras, and it's very separating, gives a good amount of length. One of my go-tos. Which brings us into the lip categories. I was looking, I don't have lip liners. I've just been using my regular Charlotte Tilbury Pat McGrath lip liners, but I do have some pretty hydrating, glossy, glowy products that I've been loving. I've been loving like a lip liner and something hydrating. So it's like a feeling of shame whenever I show this because I spent so many videos saying it wasn't worth it. But this Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm, I see it now, I see the hype. Such a pretty glow over the lips, extremely hydrating, and lasts a long time on the lips as a hydrating and glossy lip treatment. Phenomenal with just a lip liner. When I lived in Miami, I just wasn't dry enough to know how good this was. I was like super overhyped. Came to Maryland, dry AF lips, soothed them so well and stuck on the lips long enough to keep them hydrated. So right now, it's summer, I don't need this as much, but come winter when I am dried up like a little prune, this will save me. So I've been loving these. I'm growing my collection, growing my colors, growing the scent palettes. They just launched a coffee one, which has a little bit more of a tint, and it smells like my mouth waters. That's how good it smells. It's more caramel-y, I would say, than coffee-like, but wow, it smells like a caramel latte. But yeah, I use the clear one mostly because it's clear. Lip color products. The best line of lip products to launch this year was when Charlotte Tilbury launched the pink collection. She had pink and then red lipsticks that launched, but the ones in the pink packaging. First of all, what a win to have the beautiful Charlotte Tilbury lipstick packaging in pink. All of these pink colors, stunning. My only gripe is with Icon Baby because it's the prettiest color, but it has glitter in it. The others are all the Kissing Formula. Stunning. So smooth, so glowy. Don't know what happened with Icon Baby. But the rest, all of them. I love all of them. Icon Baby, the best color. Red Carpet Pink, Rose to Fame. Candy Chic's one of the most unique pinks in my collection. 90s pink, also super wearable. The best pink collection. And they're all wearable pinks too. Nothing is too crazy. Charlotte Tilbury already has my all-time favorite lipstick formula, so give me this collection of beautiful wearable pinks. There's no way I wasn't going to mention it in this video. I've been cycling through all of them. Also, fell in love with Lawless lip products. I think they have some of the best. At first, I didn't think I would get into a product like this, but I love their tinted lip balms. I use all different kinds. They have Baby Doll, which I demoed. They have the one that I'm wearing right now is a little bit more on the nude side. It's so pretty, Georgie. So these last a long time on the lips, so they're thinner. A little bit, they're not sticky, but you can feel them grip to the lips. Georgie is the most neutral, I would say, and you can build up the color just by layering it. So it starts off sheer, but it is buildable. It remains thin on the lips even if you build it up. It's a tinted lip balm, and it's really beautiful. I feel like even though it's so thin, it does a good job of filling in the lines more than you would expect. Now, for a quick wash of hydrating color, I reach for these constantly. They need a lip liner because the shape of them is a little bit difficult to get precise, but I just keep looking at my lips. I love this shade Georgie on the lips. It's so neutral but wearable. Stunning. Similar style of product. These are a little bit more of a gloss in a stick form though. Definitely more glossy, more thick, but similar style are the... I can't fit them all into my tiny little hand. These are from Hard Candy. I don't know what they call these. They don't have the name of them on here, so you'll see them on the screen. But they're like lip gloss sticks that are super popular, but they're not gushy or gooky, like mushy, like a lot of the other trendy products that came out in this style. These have a little bit of body to them, so they're going to hold their place really well, but they still are quite shiny. Really affordable, great colors, very hydrating, lovely to just pop on over a lip liner, and like they're cheap. Love these from Hard Candy. I can't believe these are from Hard Candy. They're one of my all-time favorite lip gloss stick formulas, and they're so affordable. Hard Candy has some, I'm sorry, they have some major misses sometimes, but these super high-end quality in a little affordable tube. And then lastly, I believe these were probably in my 2023 favorites, but my love for them still grows each day. Also from Lawless, they're the Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Glosses. Just one of the best. I guess they're glosses, but so much about these remind me of a lip oil. They really do smooth over the lips. They add the glossiest glow. They're super hydrating. It's the best of every formula. It reminds me of like a lip gloss. It reminds me of a lip oil. It reminds me of a lip balm. It reminds me of a lip mask. It has all of those benefits that each of those style of product has. It's plumping. You can feel a little bit of a minty sensation, but nothing painful or bothersome. Fills right into the lips to make the lips look super smooth, super plump. Gives that fake lip filler effect. It's quite popular. A lot of people know about this product, but still, in my opinion, does not get enough attention. My cotton pad was falling apart. Anyways, those are all of my favorite beauty products for 2024 so far. I couldn't cut it down. I love makeup so much. I use a ton of makeup every day. If I'm using it a lot, I need to tell you about it. I don't want you to miss out, baby. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Take a moment, think about what are some of your favorite products for 2024 so far. What have you been using? What would you repurchase over and over and over again if you had to? I want to hear it. If you hated stuff, I'm going to do a worst of 2024. But start thinking about what you didn't like. I read your guys' comments so I can come back and give you guys tips from what I've heard other people, because your opinion matters on this channel too. It's not all about me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, found it entertaining. Hope you had a little snacky snack all the way through, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, have a good one.